and future is because we do not have any control over when things happen. I mean, we have control a little bit, over what time we put into what we are doing, but certain things we have no control over. So let's say your goal was to write a book and find an agent, and that's your goal for the year. At the end of that's a really bad example. If your goal is to write a fiction book and find an agent, or write a nonfiction proposal and find an agent, because it's a whole book world thing. But if at the end of the year you have a draft of your book, you haven't found an agent yet, you still have a draft of a book. Or if your goal is to get an agent, and at the end of the year, you're like, you know what, I have this woman on my show, my friend Diana, who's the president of the LA chapter of Women's National Book Association. And her goal was to send her book pitch to 100 agents. And I think agent 89 got it.
Got it. Wow.
Right. So your goal is to do 100 of the things. Maybe you didn't get the result you want yet, but when you're putting the energy and the effort towards what you want in this world, then that's a win. I celebrate all of the wins. I'm getting so far ahead of myself, but that's okay. This is so much fun.
Well, I have a question, we talked about this on the edited version, that if people go to gratefulgoddesses.com, they can see your episode. We did talk about, I don't want to say the Debbie Downer person, but someone who would say, but I can't make a living with that passion. What about my day job? I need to keep my day job. And how can I do this? And what I liked was you said you can still have, this passion on the side. So can you reiterate to people who are thinking that, expending all your energy, of course, in what you love and your passion, and wouldn't it be great to mesh the two? And there are people who can do that. But for those who just can't right now, they got to pay the bills, they got to have their current job, but then they're thinking about going to the moon as their passion.
Because now that is an actual thing.
Right. Is Chanel on here? Is he here? Anyway.
Yes, he is.
Yes.
Except if you're worried about keeping your job and going to the moon, that may seem like it's not going to fit, but you don't know. That is the thing. You do not know what the future holds for you. What you have control over is claiming what you want and putting the energy towards it to making it happen. And so let me answer your question, because it's a great question, and you're jumping ahead 12 steps, which is fine with me. It's okay if what you're working towards is a side thing, because your personal goals and your professional goals are intertwined. If you've got trauma in your personal life, it's going to affect your job. If you don't love your job, it's going to affect your personal life. But what if you can start something on the side that brings you joy, that gives you that happy factor? And even if you can only work towards it for an hour or two a week, it's going to leak into the rest of your life. So maybe you can't change your job right now, but you can say, I've always wanted to write a book. I'm just going to write a book, and I don't have that much time, but if I work towards it a little bit, if I write a page a week, it's 52 pages at the end of the year. Maybe if you write a page a week for a couple months, then you're like, ooh, this is good. I'm going to do 2 pages a week. And you let that momentum keep you going. But it really starts with, when you think of the life you want, it can be in a world-renowned novelist, even though your day job is scientist.
Well, by the way, Chanel is going to the moon, and Vanessa, who I'm putting on the spot, is going to be a champion pickleball player.
Oh my goodness, pickleball. That came up in my live show on Monday
because that's her passion right now. But she has a day job, but already she's putting a lot. I'm just putting on the spot Vanessa because I can. And she is passionately, do you have a trophy? Oh, look, a pickleball trophy. You do. Good job. I knew it. Love that. Okay, Deb, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So I jumped ahead again. It's important to have the personal goals as well as the professional ones. And you can have side hustle goals. In my book, I divide it out into the 4 categories of become a known expert, start or build a business, career change, achieve work-life balance. And yeah, I'm very proud that I was able to categorize all of the goals in the world into 4 different buckets. But most likely, your life is going to be a mixture of 1 or 2 of them. But it starts, again, repeat myself, you can have it all. You just have to figure out what the all is. What do you want? And so we talked about the visualization and the current bio and the future bio. And from that information, you can create a mission statement. Now, we've all worked at companies, I'm guessing, that had a mission statement or a mission. Well, if they can have one, you can have one too. And even if you're focusing on your personal goals, do a mission for your personal goals. But what your mission does, it combines the who you are, what makes you unique, what gets you excited, with what you do and how you help. And the how you help is the key ingredient in the mission, because when you're doing something for other people, that's like fuel. Mm-hmm. So I love goals. Really, Deb? Really? Yes, you will be hard pressed to find someone who loves goals more than I do, because I see the power in it. And my mission is to use my background, experience, systems, book, communities to help as many people as possible figure out what they want and how to get it so they can live a better life and positively impact others. So very long. It's probably not even the longest version of my mission statement, but it's the who I am, what I love, what I do, and how it helps mixed together. And from there, you want to drill it down to a motto. So the mission is the big picture. Mm-hmm. The motto is the 3 to 5 word phrase that really embodies everything you stand for. So my motto is goal setting simplified. So everything that I create, my book, my conversations, my workshops, everything is under the banner of goal setting simplified, because changing your life is challenging enough. The instructions need to be easy. So I made them really, really easy. So think about your mission and then dial it back into a motto, something fun, like pickleball champ of the world. Easy. Grateful goddess worldwide. Or I'm sorry, gratitude in attitude. Did I remember it correct?
Well, I'm not sure. I was thinking attitude of gratitude or something like that.
I like gratitude as an attitude. Gratitude, that gives it a little bit of an edge.
We have a question, by the way. Is there a difference between purpose and mission statement? Welcome, Angie.
Welcome, Angie. I don't think so. I think a purpose is ingrained within the mission statement. And your mission, it can be creating a product to help, but it can also be to inform, to educate, to entertain, to make the world a better place. I know that's like really woo-woo, but if I can't be woo-woo on Grateful Goddesses, where can I be woo-woo?
Exactly. And Deb, are we going to go into breakout rooms to talk about this, right?
I think it's probably a really good well, I'd like to know if anybody would like to share their mission. I know we had one earlier.
Oh, yes, we had Donna.
I'm part of the solution to help people implement positive change for the long term in a safe space. I do this with my natural gifts. So that's like it's almost like exact to it. Using my natural gifts, I am the solution to help. And I'd like to know a little bit more, Donna. What do you do? How do you do this?
Hi, thank you. So I say my purpose is to awaken compassion in our world. And I consider myself a master of visualization. I do have a goal card because, as you know, what we put into our subconscious mind is what we create as we create these feelings. So I do have, it's funny because I have a vision, and I have several goals, but I first write it on a goal card and I carry it with me or keep it in my pocketbook, because every time you touch that goal card that's in your pocketbook, every time you open up your pocketbook, or if it's in your pocket at work, every time you touch it, that is going to imprint on your mind your goal, and you might even be more likely to have a conversation about it. So the more I talk about my goal, the more passionate, the more excitement, I share it, I believe it, and things start to happen. Like people are being put in my path, things are happening. So then I also, every morning, during my meditation, prayer, gratitude, I ask for abundance all the time for others. And I want to see them successful. And I ask the universe, and I tell them I want to be of service, and I want to be a healer. And that can be in many different forms when I say healer. And I expect things to go my way. And if they don't, I know something better is coming along. So that's a way for me to keep my vibration high and elevated, to attract the things that I need to launch me forward. And so one of the things I'm working on is a New York Times bestseller in 15 different countries. I have a publisher. The book was written very quickly. And it's actually a parent's guide specifically for parents with children on the autism spectrum. And it's thinking in different ways and acting in different ways from your heart space. So like you said, the New York Times bestseller, I have the New York Times bestseller emblem. I have it with me on a picture. I have it on my vision board.
Wow.
I say that I'm a New York Times bestseller. And I also, then a globe shows up at my house. My friend brings a globe over. So every morning I go through the countries, put my hands on it, and I don't know, but it puts a smile on my face. And that's that elevated emotion to create more things. Then I get an interview in Beverly Hills, California. I'm in Boston.
Donna, I think this is awesome. I think we're like going down lots of rabbit holes, which is perfect, which is perfectly fine. But basically, you want to use your energy to positively impact the world.
That's amazing, Donna, though. Good job.
Sorry, I just get so excited.
I know. And I remember way back when you were, because Donna's been supporting Grateful Goddesses now since the beginning. I remember you were talking all about it. Wow. It's awesome.
What it means is you're doing the right thing. And it's fantastic. And so you don't need goals 101. You've got it. You know that you create what you love. And when you put what you love out into the world, it will multiply because you've got the right energy behind it. So I think that it's wonderful. You just keep doing your thing and impacting the world with your knowledge or gifts. So it may be for you, just impacting the world positively is enough, for positive impact on the world, because everything you do seems to have that thread. Does anybody else want to play mission statement and motto, or should we do breakout rooms?
But we'll do Bongai's and then we'll do breakout. So Bongai did impact girls' life by empowering them through education.
Yeah, that's basically my mission statement. And that's, again, my passion to help girls that are vulnerable and try to help them as much as I can by, giving them an education that, in other ways they wouldn't have had. So my vision, I don't know if this is my vision or my mission statement, but I also have a motto in my, the motto that I have, which says, my motto says, empowering tomorrow's leaders today. So I just wanted to make sure that I'm on the right path doing this, or do I need to change my mission statement or my vision or anything like that. But I know that I'm passionate about what I do for these girls. And that's what I really want to do in life. I already figured this is what I was born to do. So
that's fantastic. So you educate? You're an educator?
I'm not an educator myself. I can say that I give them scholarships so that they can go to school. So I help them with the financial piece that they need for them to stay in school.
And you save young girls from entering early child marriages.
Yes, from being married off at a young age. So I keep them in school by giving them scholarships so that they can continue on with their education. And therefore they can postpone marriages until they are ready, until they say, you know, now I met someone, I want to get married.
Got it. So what you said just now was really more mission-y. You know, this is what you do, why you do it, how you help, and empowering girls through education. That's the way that I would frame your motto, just because that's what you do. And then they have choices, which is the reason that I love goals so much, is because when you are faced with choices, if you take the time to figure out your next steps, then you set yourself up for success. So I love what you're doing. And one final point on it, you asked me if your motto, your mission was okay. It was perfect because your eyes light up when you talk about it.
Yeah. Okay.
And watch for that.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
So do we want to, and then I want to just give one more reason why I love mottos so much, because all this part, the determine your mission, that is the groundwork. Once you have this, the what you want, then you go into the explore your options. Okay, what does this look like for me? What I want to empower girls through education. What else can I do? What are more ways where I can build up what I'm creating? And that's that piece. And once you land on your goals, then you brainstorm your path and make the plan to turn them into reality. And the purpose, the reasoning for the mission and the motto is your compass. So as you are exploring what that means for you, as you are looking towards what makes sense for you to incorporate into your life, you look at the opportunities with the lens of your motto, because then you can see what makes sense for you. What opportunities are in alignment? Does it make sense? Do I want to take my time and energy and do this? Well, let's see. Is it in alignment with my motto? Yes. Is it not? Is it in alignment? No. Well, is there another benefit? Will it bring me joy? Yes. Okay. And if it's not going to help you move forward in your business and your life, and it will not bring you joy, then the answer is no. Because when you say yes to something that is not in alignment with something that means the world to you, you're saying no to yourself, and you're also taking an opportunity away from someone else where they can say yes and it is in alignment. So it's almost like when you say no, it's a gift to yourself and it's a gift to the person who will say yes.
Thought of it that way. So interesting. Thank you.
Okay. Thank
So
you.
what we're going to do, and if you're new to joining us live, not to worry, we're going to be putting, we have 2 breakout rooms with our featured goddess leaders. We have Rachel, Wave, and Vanessa. You're going to be put into a breakout room. You do not have to participate. You can keep your camera off, but of course we encourage you to, because that's the whole point of GGTV, which is an opportunity for you to actually take actionable steps to help each other and to brainstorm together. But that part is not recorded. So no one is seeing that. That's your own little private room. Then we'll come back in about 7 minutes or so, and we'll kind of discuss everything, all of our findings. Okay. So Lauren is going to do the magic breakout room, and Debra and I will stay in the main room.
And while you're in the room, just talk about what you're passionate about, what you love, and what phrase really speaks to your heart, because that's what we're going to ask about when we come back.
Okay, everyone is leaving. This part I love because the featured goddesses are so great at leading discussion and helping individuals with what the topic is. I know some people have stayed here. Oh, okay. Well, it's you and me,
It's
Lauren.
just us.
But
it's you, me, and the Pulvers, which is
but I don't think that's my husband. I think it's someone else that I know that was joining in that probably got the link. And hello, I know who you are. Thank you for coming and checking it out. Okay, so Deb and Lauren, help me work through this. Can we try with me? Like, I've written out a mission statement before, but never a motto. So should I just start there?
Well, what do you have your mission statement with you?
Yeah, I mean, I can look it up, but I mean, it's basically to help people to tap into qualities that we all have inside of us, but we just need help releasing, like, so that we can, and I always equate it with the Yellow Brick Road and Dorothy, like just figuring out what are we passionate about? How can we be resilient? How can we be courageous? Like all of those qualities, for example, that the characters had on Wizard of Oz, and, how do we find our home? How do we find our soul? And helping individuals to do that through and by listening to my show. So joining us tonight, as well as listening to, watching and listening to the tape shows, and now moving forward in my coaching business, which I'm just, gearing to launch in the new year.
Great goal.
That mission was really rambled and all over the place, but basically that's what it is.
Well, to me, it sounds like it's empowerment.
Yes. Empowerment.
And I find I use that word a lot lately, because one of the things I do is empower people to claim the life they want, to set personal and professional goals.
Yes. And inspire, empower and inspire.
Well, then I think we have your motto.
Okay.
Empower. Your motto is to empower and inspire.
So you don't have to say through.
Well, we're talking motto now. For motto, I just want something short and snappy and theme songy, or, the queen of the goddesses. Right. What is that vision? What is that statement that's going to be the lens with which
I see.
Look? So let's take my show, for example. So I do my Twitter chat on Sunday nights, my goal chat. Mm-hmm. And then on Mondays, I bring in 2 to 3 people from different parts of my life to dive deep into the topic. Mm-hmm. And then on Thursday, it becomes an episode of The Deb Show. Mm-hmm. But the subtitle of The Deb Show is Conversations and Motivation. So they're all revolved around some sort of goal-centric topic, and everything is basically a goal-centered topic. But to give people the inspiration to say, this makes sense for me. I can set these goals. I can move forward, even if it's just a little bit. So it's in alignment with Goal Setting Simplified. But the thing that I love almost as much as goals. So I love to write. I really, really love to talk. And I love meeting people and connecting them with each other and with my audience. So for me, that subtitle under my podcast is really the motivating factor behind the conversations. Again, all goes back to Goal Setting Simplified, but it's bringing people together to chat and inspire.
Well, it's interesting as you're saying that I added motivate. So now my list is getting longer, but I wrote empower, inspire, and motivate. And underneath that, I often relate back to Glinda the Good Witch, who says, "You had the power in you all along, my dear. You just had to believe it." And that's how I feel. Like, I feel like we all have these qualities. It's just, how do we tap into them? And whether, you know, like what you're doing, we're listening to your story, and wow, your passion, and you've definitely tapped into your passion, and you're living a life of purpose, and you're meshing those into your job. And so I'm using you as an example. So people joining us tonight are seeing you and like, wow, she did it. I can do it. Like, that's my mission. I want to help people to do that. Hey, hubby. I'm sorry. I had to say that. So that's what that is.
It's giving people the tools they need to do what they need to do to live their best life.
Right.
And it isn't complicated. People complicate it.
Right.
You know, it is not complicated. You know what you love.
Right.
However, you spent the last 20 years doing a job in alignment with your education that maybe you didn't ever like.
No, are you talking me personally?
No, I'm talking you.
Right.
You and the universe.
Yes.
This is why goals fail. People overthink their goals.
Yes.
They underthink their goals, or they're living like old goals.
Right.
They're living the life that they thought they wanted that doesn't apply anymore.
Yeah.
And that's when you go back to step one. When I think about the life that I want, what does that look like? Lauren, do you want to play? You don't have to.
I would always love to, but we just hit the 6.5 minute mark, so I letting the other people come on back in.
Okay.
So they'll be back very soon.
Okay.
But Lauren, what is your motto?
That's such a good question. Let's see, mottos, 3 or phrases. I don't know. I think that really the thing that keeps me going is you need to keep positive, and you need to, whatever it is that I'm doing, try to focus on the here and now.
That's great.
There is nothing wrong with that. There's actually everything right with that.
Well, that's good. It's not easy to do, but that's.
And you share that. You share that with me, because we talk and text a lot, and I get that energy from you all the time, and it's so supportive. So
thank you. Well, here we are.
And welcome back. Welcome back, everyone. While you were in breakout rooms, I was working with Deb, and thank you so much. I will share my motto is empower, inspire, and motivate. That's my motto for Grateful Goddesses. And I never even looked at it like that. Like, of course, empowering people, but inspire. I don't know. Thank you. That was really great. Rachel.
This is my superpower.
Do I get a gold star?
Oh, yes, of course. I'm so sorry. You were waiting for this, right?
We'll talk about the gold stars in a minute. Rachel, can you share with your group how was that?
We had a good time. We were a few of us were sharing kind of what our goals were, and you know, part of it was we were talking about astronomy, and Chanel was talking about looking at the sky and how the night sky, and how I'd actually like Chanel to say it because he said it so beautifully, but about resetting and the importance of nature and the sky. But Chanel, will you talk about
Chanel, can you say that? Can you tell us?
Yeah, I was just commenting that, most of us live in urban cities and urban settings, and so we don't see the night sky the way that our ancestors did for some 250,000 years. And that image you see over behind me, that's not it's not Adobe, that's not any kind of CGI. It's actually an image that Lauren's brother Jeff took of me at Camp Jeff one summer in the Turks and Caicos, and that faint fuzz is the Milky Way. It's our address in the cosmos. We live inside of a galaxy, and for 250,000 years we could go outside and we could see that. And on a moonless night, that Milky Way is bright enough to cast shadows, but we don't see it anymore. And I think something gets lost when we don't get to connect to see that to see that landscape. I was just commenting that, for much of our history, that night sky has been the source of inspiration for philosophy, theology, for art, and for science. And I think something's lost when we don't get to see those kinds of landscapes anymore.
So can I ask you, Chanel, what is your motto?
I don't know. My motto is, my name is spelled like the perfume, except they don't have a number after my name. So, maybe that's a slogan than a motto. I don't know. But, I don't know, Debra. That's a good question.
Well, I know your motto, so I don't know why you
thank
don't.
You. Tell me.
Tell me. Because you educate scientifically, sensically.
What was the last word?
Sensically, which maybe not, but this is what you do. You educate, you make science tangible for everyone, which is a gift that not every educator has. So
it's funny you say that, because I think I'm dime a dozen. People often tell me that, and I don't see that unique at all.
Oh my goodness! I think we need to have a longer conversation.
Okay.
Can I tangent on this for a minute?
We know Chanel from the Zulas, which are part of Pulver Network, where you meet, network, and he also gives little blurbs about science and the sky and everything that's going on. And you have to join in on those. Lauren, maybe you can put those in the chat, because I love hearing. I mean, yeah, he definitely does that, Deb. It's
right?
Like totally. It's like that. It's like that science teacher that is so interesting.
that we wish we had.
Yeah.
The science teacher we wish we had growing up, because maybe we would have paid attention.
Yeah.
And the point I'm trying to make is this. So my second book was Write on Blogging, 51 Tips to Create, Write, and Promote Your Blog. And one thing that I say there, I say this all the time, everybody can have the same background. We can all have a similar background, but what we bring to it is our experience, our background, the things that make us excited and enthusiastic. So, Heron, read your motto again.
Well, empower, inspire, and motivate.
Okay. The subhead of my Goal Chat, the Deb Show podcast, is Conversations and Motivation. So I am Goal Setting Simplified under the banner of inspiration, motivation. Karen and I are not the same person.
Mm-hmm.
She comes at it with her body of experience. I come at it from my experience in communications, my love of talking, my love of writing, my project management background. We could all have the same education, but we all grew up in very different places, in different generations, maybe. I know we have some Generation Xers here because I am here. And we probably have some Ys as well. But we're all different people, and we're calling in, or we're zooming in from different parts of the country, maybe the world, and maybe you're watching it from a different part of the world. The other example I love to give is food bloggers, because I love food. And if you listen to all my interviews, I'd say in 90% of them, I find a way to talk about food because I love food. Food bloggers everywhere. What makes them unique? The who they are, where they come from, what they focus on. And that's why, going back to determine your mission, when you think about the life you want, what does that look like? Claim it. Where are you now? Where do you want to be?
Right.
What is your mission? What is your motto? And when you have that, then you can explore what it looks like and ways to incorporate it into your life. But if you don't do that groundwork, you're going to be reaching goals that you don't want to achieve. Start with you.
The foundation.
Soapbox down.
Mm-hmm. Vanessa, tell us about your group, and thank you for leading it tonight.
Hi. We had a great group, as always. Never enough time. Can I make a suggestion that we have more time?
Yeah, I for sure. What do you think? 8 minutes, 9 minutes? We'll have to see next time. Okay.
Yeah. We have a very compassionate giving group whose purpose is helping others. For me, the key takeaway was helping others without expectation of anything in return, which is amazing. So I felt very lucky to be part of that group. I didn't voice that. I voiced pickleball. But actually in this, and Bongai, sorry you had audio problems. You too, even though you didn't share in the group, you shared with everybody. And again, giving without the expectation of anything in return. So I think I have something to learn from everybody, which was really nice. But it seems as if everybody is actively doing what they want to do and would consider themselves successful at their with their purpose. And maybe not a motto, and maybe will be a takeaway from this conversation, that they will define a motto,
right.
Which is great. I actually realized in the group that I had a motto, but didn't realize I had a motto. So that was kind of fun to have that little epiphany. But it was great. And I want to say, I apologize to Angie because we got cut off with time. And thank you for joining, and come back, and you'll be the first one to talk the next time.
Unless Angie, you want to talk a month.
That's up to her.
I put in the chat, I'm kind of, and as I just met Karen today, I'm kind of in transition. So this is perfect timing, but therefore I don't have anything to say yet.
We did just
so you were
today.
happy to get cut off.
Like, oh, here she is. Thank you for coming.
Can I add something?
Yes, but I just wanted to say Estella had her hand up too. So
okay, I just want to respond to what Vanessa said real quick.
Yes.
Loving pickleball is a motto in and of itself, because you need to embrace the things that bring you joy, whether it is personal or professional.
Well, I will share with you what I realized my lifelong motto already has been, is follow your passion and the rest falls into place. So it doesn't, like Eugene was saying, he's touched on multiple careers, but the purpose has always been the same. And so for me, since a very young age, I know that I needed to be true to myself, follow my passion, and not worry about the money, or success, what defines those things for people. Just follow your heart, follow your passion, and the rest falls into place. And I've been lucky enough that has worked. And so now in this later in life discovery that pickleball is my passion. So I'm still true to my motto.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Would anyone else? I know, Estella, you had a question.
The other thing that I think this is a really good time to share is, so in my book, the first half of my book goes through the Deb method. So it will walk you through all the exercises to really hone in on your mission and motto, and then find what that means for you, explore your path, and then explore your options, and then brainstorm your path to make a plan. And then the second half is all strategies for success. So figure out what you want, throw all your goals out there into the mix, divide, conquer, make a plan, boom. Deb method in 30 seconds.
Okay, thank you. Estella, what was your question? We have to unmute.
Debra, you mentioned a word that I did not understand, and I don't want to leave the session without understanding the meaning of the word. You said
Oh, sensically? That was because I made up a word.
Oh, so sensically, how do you spell it?
I couldn't begin to tell you. Sensical, and then add a "ly" at the end. Making science make sense. That's probably better grammar. So Chanel, you may have that one.
Thank you so very much. I just, this is me, like a
Thanks, Deb.
curiosity.
The other thing that I should mention, because Gene just put in his LinkedIn, if we are not connected on LinkedIn, please feel free to reach out to me and connect, because you can't reach your goals on your own. You need your people, you need your resources, You need your connectors and your connections. So as you're exploring your goal options, you can see who you know who knows the things, and who you know who know people who know what you need to know to move forward. And also, if you go to debsember.com, you can learn more about me and the coaching that I do, because I am all about helping people figure out what they want so they can grab that light, so they can move forward and be true to their authentic self.
Well, thank you. I mean, you said how people can connect with you. Are there any other ways?
Oh, find me on LinkedIn. The Goal Chat Twitter chat is every Sunday night. The your goal guide. If you go to Facebook, I've got two groups. One is for your goal guide, so people who are reading the book can ask questions and share their journey. I also have a community for writers, creatives, and entrepreneurs called Write On Online. And then every Monday I do a Goal Chat Live, and Thursday I release a new episode of the Deb Show, which is basically the audio version of the Goal Chat Live conversation from earlier that week. And then the debmethod.com and debsember.com actually redirects, because if you've got your name in a month, you should have that URL. Claim everything as I do.
There's any Karen months, but we'll see. Well,
you can reach out by email, info@thedebmethod.com. I should probably have said that. And I'm at the Deb Method everywhere. So I'm one great big example for branding.
We are so thrilled that you joined us. And again, Deb's episode on Grateful Goddesses, you can listen to in more depth, more depth.
More depth. I like that. A new word with my name in it.
I also just wanted to do a shout out because Renata, Michelle, if you wave, and Tanis were joining us late because they have a show right before this one that is really great. And you need to put it in, one of you put it in the chat, because you can, the three of them met here on Grateful Goddesses, and I still have to interview Renata, but I interviewed them, and they are now together, the three ladies, helping you with questions you might have about your life, because they're energy healers. So they're just great. So type it in the chat. And Deb, you wanted to give away what?
A book. Well, I would like to give away an electronic version of your goal guide. But so what should we raffle, or what do you think?
We can raffle. Lauren, are you ready with the raffle with the names?
Actually, I am.
Round and round.
How many do you want to give away, Deb? Okay. Let's give away 2. Okay, we'll give away 3. 3 is a nice round number. Oh, and the other thing is, if anybody is interested in coaching with me, just mention Grateful Goddess, and I will give you a discount off of your first. Oh, Eugene, take Eugene out. He owns the book, and I own the book as well. So.
I have a copy already as well.
Okay.
Me too.
Yeah.
It's a good book.
It is.
All right. So the first name that I picked was, hold on.
Drum roll.
Drum roll, please. Is Angie or Angela. What did I write? Angie won the first one.
You know that I just met Angie today at a holiday lunch, and we were chatting across the table, and this came up, and I said, join us, and here she is.
And thank you. This is all meant to be, right? The fact that I
hope
met you and I joined, and that now I have a copy of the book to get started sooner than I would have. So thank you, Deb.
So email me at info@thedebmethod.com, and I will send you back the PDF.
Okay. Thank you.
I will tell you, I love the PDF. The book also has little worksheets in it where you can write it.
Okay.
So having the thing, but this will get you started, and it will be awesome.
Okay, we have 2 more.
Yes.
Oh, the next one goes to Shuva.
Shuva. By the way, Shuva and I met for coffee the other day. She lives in Chicago, and I met her on Zoom.
Oh, that's so cool.
I know. Shuba.
Excellent.
Nice.
Excellent. Excellent.
The third.
And the third one goes to Donna.
Donna, you've won before, you lucky duck. She probably has that written on her on her mirror. Winner, winner, winner. I know it, right? Yes, she's nodding.
Yes, yes.
Yeah,
Maybe
so
raffle again. Maybe you should raffle again and just put my name in it. That's all.
You know what? Karen and Deb, why don't you, I will give my gift to Estella.
No,
Oh, that's so sweet.
Oh, that's so nice.
Book.
Yes, please do that.
No,
how sweet are you?
I want to do
I
that.
want to.
Donna,
It's okay.
that's such a lovely gesture in the spirit of the holidays. And that's so sweet. Okay. If that's what she wants, Estella, you are the winner.
I'm gonna go under the desk now.
No, you should just say thank you because that was very sweet.
Donna, thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, thank you, everybody. And Happy New Year. Get ready for 2022. Thank you to my featured goddesses, Rachel and Vanessa. Thank you, ladies, Renata, Michelle, and Tanis for joining in. And everyone, raise your cup. And you don't have to be Mr. Perfect, but, you know, we can certainly have fun and be unique. Cheers, goddesses. And I will be taking 2 weeks off as we all need to do some self-care and enjoy our families. And we will see you then in the new year, right?
Yep,
Right.
we'll be back in January.
Back in January.
Thank you so much, everybody.
Thank you, Deb.
Remember, claim your goals. Just go on out there and go for it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Happy holidays. See you next
Happy
year.
holidays,
Happy
everyone.
Holidays.
Yeah,
Everyone.
thank you.
Be well.
Recording stopped.
So
Thank you, Debra.
Sure. Just if you are a winner, email me and I will send you back the PDF of the book.
So it's funny because my husband's here, but it's not my husband.